So 2026 is almost upon us. How can we use AI in the office place and show that we're relevant when we talk about how we're using it? And that's important because I'm not going to say more productive. The immediate need is to show relevance. I'm David Kelly. I've been a product manager in Silicon Valley for over 25 years, a technical writer before that, and I've been in high tech for about 35 years. And I've seen all these trends. My first high-tech job came before email was popular. We didn't use email in the original office I worked in because we had an IBM green screen system that didn't have email. So I've seen all this. And staying relevant is sometimes more important than being productive. So if you take the situation I'm in, and I want to add a new SKU to the system, a stock keeping unit, comes from the retail industry, but everybody calls it a SKU without realizing what it really is. I have to know the SKU, the description using the right quantity of characters, and the product hierarchy. And that information is in two different spreadsheets. And I have to put it in the right order for a SKU update or addition spreadsheet I have to submit to the pricing team. So today, I would use VLOOKUP and I would use filters and I'd use manually hiding columns to create the right order of cells for this other spreadsheet I have to fill. What I'm going to start doing is uploading the two source spreadsheets into an AI agent, into a Copilot agent. And we're talking like 3,500 records each. We're not talking big spreadsheets here. I'm not dealing with millions of records. The good thing is this data is clean. Maybe a few errors in it, but it's nothing compared to what people are going through their customer databases. And instead of doing all this manual work, I'm going to create a prompt that says, take this data from this spreadsheet and this data from this spreadsheet and format it this way. And it's going to take several iterations to make this work because there's going to be all kinds of mistakes and hallucinations. I'm also going to ask it to cite where it got this information from. And then when I'm done and it's correct, I'm going to copy the prompt with the solution and feed it back into the agent so it can see what I wanted, so it will repeat next time, hopefully more accurately and more quickly. I expect this to take longer than it would take to use VLOOKUPs and filters. But as the tools get better and as my skills get better and as I get the prompt consolidated and saved so I can put variables in the prompt and say, here's the body of what I need you to do. Here are the items I need you to work with right now in a variable table. This could be just as fast or faster. There's a movie called Goodbye, Mr. Chips, which is a famous movie from the 1960s. And it's about a professor at one of the big schools like Eton in England and his career, and expands basically the 19th century until about World War I. And towards the end, the kids are talking to each other about this new invention in their homes. We just got a telephone. Does yours work? No. Does yours work? No. We all got these phones and they don't work. Ha ha ha, what a stupid technology. Why don't we just walk next door and talk to people rather than having to call them? Well, the technology got better. And instead of going, ha ha, isn't this large language model stupid because it creates hallucinations and inaccurate data, let's accept it's new and it's growing and let's start learning how to work with it. And sooner or later, through working with it more cleverly or the improvements made in the back end, this will be just as fast or faster than using the original methods in the spreadsheets. In fact, it could scale to multiple times as fast. So the meantime, while we're doing this, people say, what are you doing? I'm using Copilot. I created a Copilot agent, and instead of using the traditional methods in a spreadsheet that we've been using for 30 years, I'm doing it the new way using prompts. That's a great thing to say to stay relevant. This is a really good year to stay relevant. Talk to you soon.